I'm 41 years old, and last week I realized I've already made the mistake that's going to haunt me for the rest of my life. The terrifying part? Most people don't figure this out until they're 70. I'm watching it happen in real time, and I still don't know if I can stop it. I used to think regret was something that happened to other people. People who made obvious mistakes, who chose the wrong career, married the wrong person, lived recklessly. I did everything right. And that's exactly the problem. My name is Helen. I'm a corporate strategy consultant. I make more money than my parents ever dreamed of. I have a title that sounds important at dinner parties. I've worked with companies you've definitely heard of. And 3 months ago, I had a panic attack in a bathroom stall at work because I couldn't remember the last time I felt like my life was actually mine. I've been studying people my whole career, analyzing patterns, predicting outcomes. And I started noticing something about the people around me, the ones in their 60s and 70s, the ones retiring, the ones looking back. There are only 3 types who don't seem to be drowning in regret. And I'm not one of them. The first type loved people more than they loved being impressive. I didn't understand what that meant until 6 weeks ago. I was at my desk at 9 p.m. like usual. My phone rang. It was my college roommate, Sarah. We used to talk every week, then every month. Then, I honestly couldn't remember the last time we'd spoken. Maybe a year. She was calling because her mom died. She wasn't asking for anything. She just wanted to hear a familiar voice. I told her I was so sorry, that I was in the middle of something, but I'd call her back this weekend. I didn't call her back, not because I'm a monster, because I genuinely forgot. I had a client presentation, a deadline, 3 emails marked urgent. By the time I thought of it again, 2 weeks had passed, and then it felt too late, too awkward, and so I just didn't. That's when I realized I've been doing this my entire adult life. I had another friend, Michelle, who used to invite me to things. Birthday dinners, weekend trips, her kid's first dance recital. I said no so many times she stopped asking. I thought that was fine, efficient even. I didn't have time for obligations that didn't advance anything. Last month I saw on Facebook she moved to Portland. I didn't even know she was leaving. We live in the same city. We lived in the same city for 12 years, and I couldn't tell you the last time we had an actual conversation. The people I've watched who seem at peace, really at peace, they're not the ones who had the best careers. They're the ones who treated relationships like they mattered more than performance reviews. I didn't do that. I treated people like they'd always be there, waiting, whenever I finally had space for them. They're not waiting anymore. The second type of person who doesn't regret their life is the one who knew what they actually wanted, not what they thought they were supposed to want. I figured this out because of my boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend now. His name was Daniel. We were together for 4 years. He was a high school teacher. Made $47,000 a year. He loved it. Genuinely loved it. He'd come home and tell me about his students, about lesson plans, about some kid who finally understood fractions. I found it charming at first, then frustrating, then embarrassing, because I was making 6 figures and climbing. I wanted a partner who matched that, who had ambition, who wanted more. He did want more. He wanted me home before 8 p.m. sometimes. He wanted weekends that didn't include my laptop. He wanted to talk about getting married, maybe having kids. I said we should wait. Wait until my next promotion. Wait until I felt more stable. Wait until I had more flexibility. He waited 2 years. Then he stopped waiting. He didn't leave angry. He left sad. He said, I don't think you actually want the life you say you want. I think you want the life you think successful people are supposed to want. I told him he didn't understand. That I was building something. That this was temporary. He said, Helen, you've been saying temporary for 4 years. This is just your life now? He married someone else 8 months ago. I saw the photos. They're both teachers. They bought a small house with a yard. I don't know. They look like they're actually living, not just accomplishing. I'm still in my one-bedroom apartment. Still working 60-hour weeks. Still telling myself it'll balance out eventually. It won't, will it? The third type of person who doesn't regret their life is the one who showed up for the small, unglamorous, boring moments when they still had the chance. My mom is 68. She's healthy, sharp, fully herself. I see her maybe once a month. She lives 40 minutes away. She invites me to dinner every Sunday. I go maybe twice a month if I'm not busy. I stay for an hour and a half tops. Then I leave because I have emails to answer, or I'm tired, or I just want to go home and zone out. Last Sunday she asked if I wanted to help her plant flowers in her garden. I said I couldn't. I had a report due Monday. I didn't have a report due Monday. I just didn't want to spend 3 hours in the dirt making small talk. Here's what keeps me up at night. What if she dies next year? What if I have another 30 years left and she doesn't? What will I remember? 100 Sundays where I showed up out of obligation and left as soon as it was polite. I won't remember her. Not really. I'll remember the shape of duty, not the texture of her laugh or the specific way she hums when she's concentrating or what her hands look like when she's working with soil. I'll have nothing, and it'll be my fault. I'm 41. Statistically, I'm not even halfway done. I could have 40 more years. 50, if I'm lucky. But the time to build a life I actually want to remember, that's running out faster than I thought. Because my mom won't be here in 40 years. My friends are creating lives that don't include me. The relationships I keep postponing, they're dissolving in real time. I look at people 10, 20, 30 years older than me, and I can see exactly where I'm headed. I'm becoming the person who has an impressive resume and no one to share it with. The person colleagues respect and no one really knows. The person who worked so hard to build a life that she forgot to actually live one. I don't know if I can change it. That's the honest truth, because I still care about my career. I still want the next promotion. I still feel that hit of satisfaction when I do something well, when someone important notices, when I move up. But I'm starting to understand that I can't have everything. And the things I keep sacrificing, time, presence, relationships, those might be the only things that actually matter when I'm 70 and looking back. The people who don't regret their lives. They chose people over productivity. They knew what they actually wanted instead of what looked good. They showed up for the boring, small, forgettable moments that somehow become the only ones worth remembering. I didn't choose any of that. I'm still not choosing it. And I'm running out of time to decide if I ever will. If you're reading this and you're younger than me, I guess I just want you to know, you think you have more time than you do. You think people will wait. You think you can always choose them later, after you've achieved enough, proven enough, earned enough. You can't. I'm watching it happen to me in real time, and I still don't know how to stop.